everybody. Today we're talking with Jessica, who wishes she was from Germany, can't stand the smell of bananas. Her nickname is Jess, and she loves mint chocolate chip ice cream. She was once an engineer at Victoria's Secret and has hiked the famous Kilimanjaro and has a large collection of uncompleted craft projects. Today she's sharing with us her journey to Mont Blanc. So welcome, Jessica.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome, Jessica. So we're going to start the timer for our 7 minutes. So what made you decide to do this big journey?
So that's really interesting. I was president of a nonprofit organization called the Society of Women Engineers, an international organization, and I was traveling like crazy. I did like 40 different events over that year. And so to celebrate the end of my year, we wanted to go on a trip, my husband and I said, you just plan it, I don't have time. And so he's German, so he knew the Tour du Mont Blanc. And so he planned it. He worked with a travel company that set up the like hotels and refugios for us and gave us some maps and stuff of how to do it. But then we were on our own when we did the tour. So we had to figure out how to get from place to place using maps and markers.
And you might want to just tell our listeners and myself too, a little bit like, what is the Tour du Mont Blanc? Because I don't know how many countries, how long it is, just some of that for our listeners that may not be familiar.
Yeah, so really all I did was fly to Switzerland with my husband, and then we figured it out. So Tour du Mont Blanc is a hiking trail around Switzerland, around Mont Blanc, which the mountain crosses. It's in France, but to do the tour, you can kind of start wherever, but most people start in Chamonix, France, and then go down around through Italy, through Courmayeur, and then back up through Switzerland, and then finish in Chamonix. So it's a full circle.
Wow.
And one of the things I didn't really think about when I said, sure, let's do this, is the fact that we'd be like going up and down mountains like every day to get around, because you don't actually, Mont Blanc is huge and it's very technical to climb it.
Okay.
This, on the other hand, is hiking, like very established hiking trails. Once in a while, there's a little scrambling and like a few iron ladders, but for the most part, it's just general hiking up dirt or gravel trails and down and through the cow fields, because in summer, there's the alpine cows, they're up grazing in there. So like whenever I hear a cowbell, I think of TMB, because there's all these cows all the time. Like there were times we actually went through fields right next to them, and they're ginormous bells.
Yeah.
So there's a few different paths you can do. Okay. And so it's about 140 miles. You can go further.
Okay.
It just, there's actually even a running race where people go around it, which I can't imagine. We did it over like 10 days. I can't imagine doing it in like a day, which some people. No. There were people practicing for it when we were doing it, and they would just zoom past us, and as I'm like panting going up the hill.
Yeah.
We'd have almost 3,000 feet of elevation change up and then back down in a day. So, and some days were 10 miles, some days were like up to about 15 miles. Okay. And there's kind of variations. We did do some buses to kind of, a couple days to skip like a few flat parts, like from Courmayeur to get out to where we could hike. We did a bus because it was kind of like a flat road you would just walk along. So we only have so much vacation, so to make it efficient, we also did a few little skips.
Right. So you did a lot of walking. Did you have to do any training or prep for did you do any of that, or just go do it?
We did some. I guess I've done some long distance walks in the past. I've done 3 breast cancer 3 days, which you do 60 miles over 3 days. Right. So I think when you do that kind of stuff, you get muscle memory about it. And we also trained a lot for doing Kilimanjaro, and we did that. Okay. But we did, I tried to do some walking keeping that up, trying to do some 10-mile hikes like the couple months before we went out to make sure we were ready. I'll say I definitely wasn't as ready as I should have been. It was painful, especially the first couple days. But then again, I don't know in Ohio how I really could prepare for going up 3 and coming down 3,000. It's Ohio.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Was there a day that you took the most pictures or wish you'd had a camera with you?
Every day when you got to those summits, it was so amazing. There's one of the summits is where you cross on what was our last day crossing over from France into Switzerland.
Okay.
You get to the top of the col, or like the top of the mountain, and there's like a little marker saying you're between the two countries, and it was like so exciting between them. Most days we had beautiful weather. We did have one really rainy day where it was basically just like hiking through fog. So the most days were nice, and we got some, it was different every day.
Nice.
It was the thing, I guess, that was kind of surprising to me. Like the scenery was different. There was one day that we hiked up past a glacier and then got to the top. And then when we hiked down, got into a valley where there were waterfalls. And
oh my gosh.
That was going from France to Italy. So that was just amazing. The scenery, even though it's all mountainy, it was still different.
Wow. So was there a time you didn't think
cute little villages like in Switzerland or in France when you start in Chamonix, like I didn't believe it was real. So all these little cabins with the little flowers out front.
Oh my gosh.
God, that's good to know, because it's sometimes France is just beautiful in general, and so when you say that, it's like it's all going to be postcard picture, right? It was probably beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
Was there a time you didn't think you would finish it? Did you have a tough day or two?
I will say one day, what was it, our second day, which was harder than the first day. The first day I was like, oh, this is going to be not so bad. And the second day was a lot harder. As we were going down the hill to get to our lodging for the night, it started raining, and then you could hear thunder in the distance, and we just kept going back and forth across all these switchbacks, and I'm like, this is never going to end. I'm just going to slide down the hill. You have to be there by a certain time, because it's like a set, because some places you could just have dinner, it was like they had a restaurant and we could eat whenever, but this was like a fixed dinner, and I'm like, we're going to miss dinner.
Oh no.
And we made it.
But, we didn't get through hardly any more of our questions.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Do you want to ask one last question, Cindy? Which one should it be?
Well, we were going to ask if somebody else was doing this, do you have some advice or recommendations for somebody who may want to do it?
Oh yeah, we'll do it. And
I love that.
And the way we had it, they transported our luggage, so don't be scared that you have to backpack. We actually had paid for them to haul our stuff. But you're going to need a lot less stuff than you think you are, because you're hiking and you don't really wear nice clothes. So, but just it was an interesting, different trip, risk, one of my favorite vacations of all times, and I wish more Americans knew about it, because it's something I guess people in Europe know about, but we don't.
Yeah, it sounds really fabulous. That's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing. Unfortunately, that's our 7 minutes, everyone. So I would highly encourage you to check out the links. We'll have information in our descriptions. And guests, we want to hear from you. So please, if you have a question, we're starting a new question and answer series. Click the link and ask away and travel with us through real stories with real people. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.